Hey, wait, what's up? Where you at? Hey, baby. Hey, you got zoomies? We always got zoomies. Hey, Kayla. Gives me hyper vibes from Kenshi. Yes, actually, the hyper worker class in particular is the inspirations. They have like the worker hivers. Are they the workers or the soldiers? I think they're the soldier. You have the normal hivers. You have the prince hivers. And I believe you either have the workers or a soldier hivers. And there's that legendary queen hiver somewhere. I don't think I've actually met her in game. Yeah, based off of the worker. That's like the head in particular, with like the flat kind of hammerhead shark head. Ah, yeah, this is the soldier class then. You excited for Kenshi too? I think it'd be interesting. There hasn't been much news about it. I'm sure they're chipping away. Really dying for any scrap of news. Yeah. They released that. I feel like the last bit of news is like they released that Valentine's Day Easter egg that actually went and played, where you can like romance the Hive Queen. That's pretty fun. The wind blew my door closed. How much prep do you do for these designs? Because I just see you do 3D models, never any prep. Um, by what do you mean by prep? Do you mean like gathering concepts or references or stuff like that? If you mean like gathering references, I don't really do a lot of prep. I've just seen uh, so much pop culture over the years. I can just kind of take what's there and put my own spin on it. Um, Usually, I do have an idea. Whenever I design something, the thing that I design has to have purpose. So it has to solve or fill in something uh, in the game. That sounds really abstract and obscure, but what I mean by that is it has to fill in something related to world building, particularly. World building or lore. Uh, Basically, everything is made for a purpose. I don't just I don't make things just for the sake of making things or making things because they look cool. Everything is it's all about problem solving. Yeah, like these guys. Last stream, I kind of listed out my references. Oh my god, I can't even remember what they're called now. It's like bronze. There's bronze-looking aliens from that one movie. Element, Fifth Element. Uh, the Mondo Shawan. Yeah, these guys. So these are one of the references. And then there's also a lot of BioWare stuff. So Gareth Vicarian for the body shape. Rusty last stream said these guys look a bit like the Volus. For the same. Oh. Same game. So these guys. And they also look a bit like the no, let me go. I'm worried it's gonna like NSFW stuff. So, nice little like Kotor water planet. What is that called again? Manan, yeah. Kotor, Manan, aliens. Yeah, these guys here. It's a bit like these these fish people, right, with the U-shaped mustache, face, mouth. I just like combine all of those different ideas. And here we are. Sure, I'm missing a few references, but I just have like a library of cool stuff that I've seen in my head. And yeah, like there's a lot of Star Wars reference for sure. This is a huge source of inspiration. I'm listening to Star Wars music right now. New crib? Hey Turbo, yes. I'm in my new house. I'm a house owner now. I'm no longer renting, it's exciting. It's getting exciting. Yeah, Zubin. Most of my armor. You reference me for armor? That's not a good thing. Don't do that. I am what you call a secondary reference. Well, I use primary references. Museum photos. I have some museum photos. I took a bunch of references when I was in Europe. Ages ago. Back before I became a boomer, I was in Europe. Yeah, thanks. Mostly the thanks to like grinding gear. Like game dev doesn't pay much, but like at least grinding gear kind of paid something that wasn't below the poverty line, so I was able to afford something here in Malaysia. You've seen City of Lost Children. That sounds really familiar. What is that? It sounds super familiar. No, I haven't seen this. That's some pretty interesting steampunk design. Oh, what's that? Pretty cool. Got like a flea monster thing. I'll have to check it out, yeah. Interesting. Don't want to do that. Dude.
شنی جوزکو انی و عبل شیء صدق تبا دوشا یو کولا گران شادو پانتیسا un cesco da città che fundo nauia che fundo nauia.
Sorry for not talking much. I'm kind of just absorbed into sculpting now. We're gonna give him that skinny fat complexion with like the Good. I have some interesting like vocal sounds in mind for this race. Lots of like guttural, synthetic. Uh, yeah, I don't know. Average streamer build. Average gamer body. I'm gonna separate these rings into segments. Look a bit interesting. Not sure if you do that now then. Might be happy to. Kind of getting distracted. Super broad chest and shoulder, and super thin waist is always a peak design. Yeah. Classic. I guess masculine design. Whenever you want your characters to look more masculine, you'll give them the triangle. What? For the female version, I'll probably just make the triangle into more of like a rectangle. Ugh. kind of feet? What kind of feet should they have? Thinking like a two-pronged, kind of like uh, the Abyssals. Maybe. Um, kind of be like the foot ankle area. And then we have two larger toes. Maybe like a third toe coming out the back. So do that. Thinking about these guys should probably be digitigrade. Yeah, they should be digitigrade. Yep, Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic is good. Is that the new KOTOR? Yeah, I hope it's good. I really hope it's good. I love KOTOR. One of the SOTOR is like SOTOR is also really good. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Yeah, I played the original game so many times when I was a kid. I would just replay the game constantly. I don't know how many times. At least like probably like a dozen times. Maybe I might not have finished all of those playthroughs, but I definitely did that game a lot. I would always play as like a light side Sith in every single Star Wars game. Because like the Sith are cool, right? The Sith are super cool, but I don't want to feel like an asshole. Uh, Yeah, but there aren't many Star Wars RPGs like that. As money on the table, it's always set as pro tags, and it's usually Jedi. It's like that with a lot of games. Like most games, you're like, there's the meme uh where if you play as a white male warrior with a sword and shield, right? Ooh, they have like flesh tones on this. Hold on. Turn that on. But yeah, it's like it's a meme for a reason. It's super common. You know what? There should be. I feel like there should be more games like Carrion. Have you heard of that game? See if you can find it on Steam. Um, I think it's on Steam. Yeah, like this game. There needs to be more games like this. Systems. Like, where is the gameplay? Like an anime. But basically, you play as a tentacle monster and you just eat people. Yeah, like, how come there aren't more games like this? It's like the only game that lets you play as something like this. Outside of like StarCraft, I think StarCraft is like the only other game, and maybe like Warframe. And there's like a few out there, but like for Warframe, you're not really the Warframe. You're like a teenager in a steel suit. It's not as cool. I really wish they didn't have that reveal. I wish we were more like the void monsters that. Which is why there's like so many non-human races in Project Nova. Some of them are actually kind of Like the Infested, you can play as the Infested in Project Nova. That will have a lot of implications on how other people treat you and what your mech looks like. Lots of gameplay and social implications. You love this game? Oh yeah. I only played the demo. I actually didn't buy it. I played like the free demo when it was around. But it was fun. Fairness Starkiller from the Force Unleashed. Maybe a generic white male. I love Sam Whitler. I don't know who that is. I bet I'm terrible with like celebrity names, but I bet if you showed me a photo of who that is, or if I heard their voice, I would know. Ah, it's that guy. I've seen him around. Starkiller is kind of like an Easter egg name. It shows up in every single Star Wars game, I think. Like KOTOR 1, there's Bendak Starkiller. He's the Mandalorian that you can fight, I think, in one of the taverns. And I think I saw Starkiller in SWTOR somewhere. What's your favorite race you made so far? Um, I don't know. It's like asking to choose between my children. But no, I actually really don't know. Like, all of them are really good. I would say I did a really good job on the female vampire face. I'm really proud of that. Like, I'm super proud. I've been able to get to a point where I can sculpt faces without looking like potato. I think that's my most favorite aspect of races, being able to sculpt human faces and it's gonna be so important going forward. Not only for this personal project, but for like work, because I am a character artist outside of Project Nova. The female oh yeah, the bronze automatons are very cool. They're like the bronze automatons are they're like machines that strive to be more human. They strive to be more organic and they decorate themselves. They're all about luxury and opulence. Meanwhile, the iron automatons are the opposite of that. They're more um, built with industrial purposes in mind. They're more like sharper lines, more practical, which allows them to be more modular, but uh, it's they'll be harder to relate to them socially. Welcome back! My wife came home. Charlene is back. How's your foot? Is it better? No, the thing is on the phone. Should I make this pointed? Okay. better with it's just flat. I don't know why it keeps turning on colors. It's so weird. Have you ever done any sci-fi designs? Um, there's some sci-fi stuff in on the game that I work on for my day job, yeah. For Exanima, there's some sci-fi stuff. Uh, but other than that, not much. There was a there was like an indie game that I so there's like this indie studio that I joined really early on in my career. Like super early on, before I could even really consider myself a character artist. Uh I'm kind of made like a robot for that, but it was really bad. And and also that project went nowhere. The lead dev was kind of an asshole. There's sci-fi stuff in Xanima, I kind of missed it. Well, it's very hard to spot, but it's in there. Easier to confuse for other stuff. Yeah, there are some violent examples. Say much about the sci-fi stuff in Xanima, other than that there is some there, and anything more would be a bit spoilery. Half Sword. Yeah, I know a lot of people love Half Sword. I heard there's like it's been a bit of a rocky launch for them though. But yeah, best of luck to them. There's not a lot of games out there that do like physics-based anything really. Physics is kind of one of those. I feel like it's one of those genres that developers have kind of left behind because it's very tricky to tackle. Like physics as a primary gameplay element, not just for effects, like ragdolling or whatever. Like the last really famous physics game I can think of, probably like Half-Life, Half-Life and Portal. And then after that, I never really heard of anything else physics based, except for, yeah, Half-Sword, Exanima. What else? I'm sure there's more out there. I'm sure there's a lot. There's games released every single day. Hundreds. I want to live in an alternate world where instead of the constant need for better graphics, people steered hard into physics. I just wish more developers took the time to learn how to optimize their games. That's what I wish. Like, optimize their games, do proper bug fixing. Be a little less sloppy. That'd be nice. Take the time to really put something good out there instead of just rushing. Constantly rushing. There's no race. Making games isn't a race. You just spend countless hours shooting people in GTA. I used to play. I think the last GTA I played was San Andreas. But I remember sniping people's heads off and watching them get decapitated with like little blood spurting out of their neck, and they just like stumble around for a bit before they fall down. I thought that was like the funnest thing ever. So I would just do the same thing as well. I would cheat in some guns. I just like start sniping heads, watching everyone just like scream and watch that and see like chaos unfold. Get 5 stars constantly. I'm worried for GTA 6. So much it is. I feel like they're not gonna be able to make back the amount of money they put into the development, and I think like that we're gonna see a lot of layoffs at. Uh, happens. What's the developer behind GTA again? It's something Rockstar. That's right. Oh my God. I forgot their name. But yeah, I feel like they're not gonna be able to make their profits back because it's been in development for such a long time, and when you have a long development time, things get expensive very fast. Yeah, exactly, Rockstar. I was thinking of like Rocksteady, but I'm like, no, that's not it. Rocksteady, they don't make GTA. What even is Rocksteady? I know it's been in the news for a bit. Rocksteady Games. What did they make? I forget. Uh, oh, they make Batman Arkham and stuff. Gross. Yeah. They also, yeah, they made Suicide Squad. They made Squad, eh? Are they even still around anymore? They're hit pretty early on with a lot of layoffs. Yeah. They Suicide Squad unalived their studio, maybe. My hot take for the day. It's spicy memes for the day. Um, yeah, I've heard. I've been. I was watching like the progress of Ashes of Creation, uh, like very early on. It's not it. Just, I was just seeing red flag after red flag, and yeah, I really did not have a lot of hope for the development. Just like, ah, like what? For me, watching Intrepid Studios make Ashes of Creation, it was like watching a car crash in slow motion. Like I already knew what the ending was gonna be. I don't need to. I've seen it happen so many times before. But yeah, it sucks. Like I'm laughing now, but it's actually not like a good thing. Like a lot of people really want an MMO, People have been talking about the next WoW killer forever. What's the next WoW killer? Like Asmongold was talking about what's the next WoW killer back in like 2015, years ago. Like WoW released in 2003, I think. 2003, 2004, around that time. So we haven't had anything like that reaches that level for 20 years. Like older than a lot of people who play games now. I was what? I think I was like 12 when I started playing WoW. I think. I'm 34, 33 now. I can't even remember how old I am because I'm that old. I just don't care anymore. I just you know, age is just a number. But in like the bad way for me. The whole node system sounded really cool, so I was hoping it pull through. And actually really haven't heard the node system. I just heard survival PvP full loot, and after I heard full loot PvP, I'm like, nope, that's not it. Nobody wants a full loot PvP game, even the ones who say they want a full loot PvP games. Nobody is willing to lose all their progress in an MMO. That's not how MMOs work. It's contradictory to, it's antithetical to an MMO. At that point, if you want like a full loot PvP game, the best kind of game for that would be like a battle royale. Kind of like Dark and Darker. Personally, I don't like Dark and Darker. I think it's a very jank game. I feel like it's like one of those Unreal 5 slop games that come out, but for some reason people are just like, ooh, look, it's a dungeon. It looks fun. I'm like, why are you guys so interested in this slop game? Just don't get it. But yeah, some people really like Dark and Darker. But yeah, Dark and Darker is kind of like the perfect kind of game for full loot PvP, but not an MMO. I also spent tens of thousands of hours in staying to the minute WoW shuts down. Well, I mean, there's... Yeah, but like how many of those people actually exist? I'm sure there's a lot of diehard fans. But I really just think there hasn't been any strong leaders or visionaries in the MMO space. People just... Yeah. Just a lot of failures. Like you'll see a developer try to make an MMO. They'll fail and they'll say, oh, game dev is really, really hard. I'm like, yeah, it is hard. It's kind of stating the obvious, but that's not why your game failed. Less whining from developers and more doing, I think, would... Someone's gonna clip this and then it's gonna come back. That foot is gonna come back and bite me in the future. I just know it. less whining and more more work or whatever I just said. You're gonna be like, hey, how come there's like the such and such is wrong in Project Nova, and they're gonna send me the clip of this video right now. This live stream. Like back then you said less whining and more doing. So stop whining, Sam. I just know that's better. Maybe the right. Oh yeah, I forgot about the right MMO. I always forget about the right MMO because they're so quiet about it. But yeah, maybe. Who knows? It's gonna rain soon. My window! I'm closing the window. Yeah, the right MMO could be interesting. Yeah, who knows? Projects get canceled all the time now. Like, I'm just not on the hype train for games. Like, ooh, Riot's gonna make an MMO. Alright. Well, I'll be excited when it comes out. If it comes out. And isn't cancelled. Aliens game diff hard. I feel like choosing MMO can make this increasing difficult by tenfold. Yeah, it is. Yes. So, like, it really has to be something you want to do. Because you just want to make... If you want to make games for money, there's definitely better ways to go about doing that. Unless you really strike it big, like WoW. Even then, it's gonna be really hard. I'm a bit wary of both, actually. Like, I really wish FromSoft would have better quality control on their assets. No, I just feel like some of their stuff is kind of low quality. Like, you look closely at their models, they're very, like, flashy and cool, but then you take a closer look and you realize stuff is kind of clipping, it's kind of just, I don't know. Like, I feel like their texture, something about their texturing processes just aren't that good. Like, their baking, their texture map baking, I feel like a lot of their stuff is kind of outdated, or they just don't really quality check their stuff. And don't get me started on, like, the Dark Souls questing formula. Like, oops, you forgot to talk to this NPC twice. She's dead now. You'll never be able to get the sword your build relies on ever until new game. It's like stuff like that is just so infuriating for me. Like, oh, you want that weapon? You're gonna have to start a new game. You just have to just delete this character and you'll start over again. And Divinity, I'm worried for Divinity as well. Like, they've gotten so big after just one game. And Sven's like, yeah, we're expanding globally. Hmm, that's scary. Does Larian have a live service that they can rely on for steady cash? I know they get a lot of sales from Baldur's Gate. They probably have like fuck you amounts of money, but really not. Expanding globally just after that breakout success. That worries me. I wouldn't be that hasty to expand so fast. Yeah, I get the feeling that Crunch is pretty insane at Soft. It's definitely one of those companies that I like to play their games, but I don't want to work for them. I can tell that just by looking at their art. Like I love Elden Ring. I have 5,000, like 5,700 hours or something crazy like that in Elden Ring. I don't know if I particularly would want to work at FromSoft. Maybe stereotyping, but isn't a big issue for all Japanese. I would say, yeah, it's the Japanese work ethic. It's not even just like the studios. I think it's like everywhere. I feel like Japan is kind of headed for a recession, or they're already in one, from what I've seen. And times are getting tough for Japan. Which sucks because I really like Japan. It's one of my favorite places to visit. The people are really nice there. Really polite. Everything is super clean. Everyone's super polite. You go there and you find yourself being more polite because the politeness is like it's contagious. Let me see. I don't know if I actually have 5,700. I think like 5,400 or something. I think 700 is not. I uninstalled the game because I got banned for cheating. Where is it? Which is probably a good thing. I don't want to spend that much time. Yeah, 5,000, around 5,500, 5,485. Long time to be been playing a game. But I spent most of that time playing in online co-op mode. So the thing that you notice when you spend that much time playing in online co-op mode in a FromSoft game is that you realize all the invaders are cheating. Every single one of them. Anyone who invades on a daily basis, they're either save scumming or they're just duping stuff for them. Every single one of them. They all have like infinite rock pots. They all have all the consumables you can possibly want on one character. It is like the filthiest PvP you'll ever see in any game. The most toxic tryhards that exist on planet Earth, they spend their time here in a FromSoft game. That's what they do. And if you want to play in that space, you have to cheat with them. You have to cheat with the invaders who are also cheating. Just because their anti-cheat is so bad, and like FromSoft doesn't do anything about it. They really don't. Like I got banned because I was respecking my character and I got a bit lazy, right? I didn't go to Renala for the respec. Instead, I edited my stats directly. But I must have had my math wrong. So I logged in with a character with like illegal stats or something. That's how I got banned. Yeah, but yeah, like before then, like thousands of hours. I just had like dupe stuff with the worst of them. Burnt out. Can only play the DLC for a few hundred hours. Yeah. There's only so much you can. There's only so much you can play a game. It doesn't matter how good it is. Eventually, all good things come to an end. Although I have thought about picking it back up again. I'm apparently the game I'm playing is Where Winds Meet, but I feel like I'm getting a little bit bored of Where Winds Meet. It's the Wi-Fi's not working. Sec. It's been like 2-ish hours. Yeah, I might call it here. I need to like troubleshoot the internet. Jalen's complaining that the Wi-Fi's not working. We had a power outage earlier today. Yeah, we made good progress. Yesterday was the only game where I engaged with the PvP side. It's still my favorite PvP. Lothric Street Sword all the way. Murky Dagger. ///. Yeah, I really like DSC PvP too. I invade at low level with the storyteller staff, and I would just make everyone toxic. And nobody at that level had the boluses, the medicine for the moss clumps for curing toxic. That's easy GG. Yeah, take care. It's fun chatting. I'll be back. I might be back on later today. I don't know. I'll see.